Capri still in style. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk about all sorts of fun crafty goodness. Today is another what's in my Ravelry queue, favorites in my Ravelry queue. I don't have a name for it yet, but I'm going to be going through my top 10 summer tops patterns in my Ravelry queue. So I have, I think, 5 tank tops, 5 tees. I didn't plan it that way, but it worked out perfectly. So I'm going to be showing you all of those 10 patterns, going through all the information for them, and saving you time so you don't have to go hunting through Ravelry to find your next summer knit. Let's see, before we jump on in, there are a few places you can find me on the internet, the main being birchandlilyfiber.com. I did just have an update go live on the website this past Thursday. I'm sure there's still some yarn left there if you're interested. And you can also find me on Instagram at birch.and.lily. So I won't make you listen to a whole bunch of stuff at the beginning. Here, I will tell you I'm going to be knitting while I talk about this, because I realized last time I recorded one of these, why am I just sitting here when I'm kind of reading off of a sheet? I will also pop pictures up on the screen for you of everything that I talk about, and I will link it down in the description as well. And if I miss any information, be sure to let me know or ask me down in the comments. I'm happy to help you out. Okay, I'm untangled. I'm ready to go. Let's jump into some really fun summer knitting patterns. We'll start off with tank tops. The first one I've pulled here is the Summer Court tank. It's a pattern by Hoard Designs. It's a fingering weight knitting pattern, which actually includes beads. I do think you could easily not put the beads in there though. Just where it says to add a bead, you don't add a bead. So, but the beads are kind of neat. It's something a little bit unique. Yeah, so despite the beads, fingering weight pattern. This tank does come in 11 sizes, from a 34-inch bust to a 70-inch bust, or about 86.5 to 178 centimeters. It calls for about 6 to 8 inches or 15 to 20.5 centimeters of positive ease, and has a gauge of about 24 stitches by 36 rows. That will equal 4 inches for you. If I do forget to say that at any point in the episode, the gauge will always equal 4 inches. I did not have one pattern on here where the gauge did not equal 4 inches, so 24 stitches by 36 rows for this pattern will give you a 4-inch square. So yeah, like I said, it has the beads on it, but other than that, it's just a really beautiful strappy tank top. It does give you options for both like a really plunging deep V or just a regular V-neck option. It's knit from the bottom up and has I-cord bind-offs for all of your edging as well as the straps, and just a really pretty lace pattern across the bottom of it. The pattern did state that the lace was only charted. If you haven't used charts before, they're really, really easy to follow, so I wouldn't be too worried. And it's really easy to just do a quick search on YouTube saying, how do I read a chart? I guess I could say it simply and quickly here as well. You read a chart from right to left, bottom to top, and then it will always have a legend for you of what each little square in the chart means, and then you just start knitting. So yeah, a really cute top. I think a really classic, simple one that you could wear with a pair of shorts or even a skirt, and should not take too long to knit at all. The next top that I've pulled is actually a free pattern. This is called the Streamline tank. It's a pattern from Alexandra Tavel, and it is knit out of DK weight yarn. The gauge for this one is about 18 stitches by 26 rows, and it does come in a lot of sizes, all ranging from extra small to 4XL. It's about 33 inches to 61 inches, or 84 to 155 centimeters for bust circumference. And the pattern calls for about 4 inches or 10 centimeters of positive ease. And it's another really classic one that I think would look great with like a pair of shorts or capris. Are capris still in style? Or like a little skirt. The pattern has really beautiful twisted stitch details going all throughout it, along the V-neck, on the straps, also on the bottom of the tank, and along the split hem that it has as well. So a really classic looking piece, not too complicated, but still really beautiful. The next pattern, I don't know if I'm brave enough to wear it, but it's so beautiful. This is the tie tank from Hannah Singleton. It is knit out of DK weight yarn as well, with a gauge of 20 stitches by 32 rows. It comes in sizes extra small through 5XL. And I will put a caveat here, this measurement that it gives is not for bust circumference, it's for bust width. So kind of a measurement from your underarm across to the other underarm. The reason being because this top is made to tie up in the back, so you can't really give a full circumference measurement because the back tie makes it kind of customizable. So for bust width, this pattern goes from about 14.5 inches to 30.5 inches, or 37 to 77.5 centimeters. It calls for about 0 to 3 inches, or 0 to 5 centimeters of positive ease. And it is knit flat and seamed. It is knit mostly bottom up, but I do believe once you connect the ties on in the back, that changes things up a little bit. But yeah, it's just really feminine and cute. The front is just more of a classic scoop neck, and then the back dips down into a really deep V, and then you tie it up with the really feminine and cute bows in the back. It is cropped, but I did see, I think, one of the photos that was included on the pattern page, someone had knit it a little bit longer. So then instead of the tank tying kind of around your waist, theirs tied like lower, kind of sort of at the hips. And I think that still looked really cute as well. So despite the fact that the pattern does say to knit cropped, I think you could customize that pretty easily. Two more tank patterns in this video. So the second to last pattern that I do have for you is the Golden Oak tank top. This is a pattern from Agata Mackiewicz, and it is another fingering weight tank top with nice strappy, like spaghetti strap sleeves. Are those considered sleeves? No, those would be straps. Spaghetti straps. But it's got a really neat like ribbed pattern going down the front and some beautiful scallopy lace at the bottom. It comes in sizes extra large through 5XL. That gives you a bust circumference of about 32 to 69 inches, or 82 to 175 centimeters. The gauge for this one is 24 stitches by 32 rows. And I couldn't find ease stated anywhere on the pattern. Looking at it, it does look like there's maybe a couple inches of ease, but it dips quite low in the underarm, so I think you want the garment to stay a little bit tighter just so you don't get gaping there at the underarm. But I'm sure if you were to purchase the pattern, there will be information included on the pattern for that. If I remember correctly from her other patterns that I've knit, the lace is charted, and I think there are written instructions as well. But yeah, a really classic tank, again, something that would look really cute with a skirt or a pair of shorts. You could dress it up any sort of way and it would look really cute. Final pattern, or final tank pattern that I've pulled, is another one with a tie. Apparently I'm really feeling the tied knit pieces this year. This is the, I'm gonna say Helle top, but I feel like I'm saying that wrong. And it's by Ronja. Oh gosh. Why do I pull patterns that are so hard to say the names of people? I am so sorry if I'm saying this wrong. It will be obviously on the screen and down below in the description, but I'm going to say Ronja Hakalehto. It is a fingering weight tank, and it has a gauge of about 22 stitches by 35 rows. Sizes are from extra small to 4XL, about 33 to 60.75 inches, or 84 to 154 centimeters. Calls for about 2.5 inches, or 6.5 centimeters of positive ease. And it's so cute. It has buttons running down the front, a really cute V-neck that turns into the buttons, and then the tie at the bottom of that line of buttons. And I don't know, it's just, it kind of reminds me of a shirt that I wore as a kid, which sounds not great, but at the same time it's like the classy version of it. I don't know, it's really, really cute. One thing though, you do have to know how to do a provisional cast on, or be willing to learn how to do a provisional cast on for this one. But I promise you, provisional cast-ons are super, super easy, and you won't have a hard time learning how to do that at all. So, another cute one. I do appreciate, too, that the straps are a little bit thicker on this tank. Easier to hide a bra under. That's always my one issue with wearing knit tank tops, is I find it so hard to hide a bra strap underneath. And I know I shouldn't care about my bra strap showing, and a lot of the time I don't, but for some reason knit tank tops just feel that little bit classier to me, and then I don't want my bra showing. So I do appreciate that the straps are a little bit thicker on this one as well. So those are the 5 tanks I have pulled, but I also have 5 beautiful tee patterns that I have pulled as well. The first one is the Fable by Alicia Plummer. The gauge for this one is 20 stitches by 28 rows, which is a gauge that I've used for a lot of DK knitting projects as well, so I think you could easily get away with DK or sport weight yarn for this one. Comes in 9 different sizes, from a 31.75 to a 65-inch bust, or a 80.8 to 165 centimeter bust. Ease for this one is anywhere from -1 inch to +2 inches of ease, or -2.25 centimeters to a +5 centimeter ease. While this pattern looks really, really simple, I think it's also got some really beautiful classic lines to it, with its cap sleeves and its beautiful v-neck in the front, and then it has a really, really simple but beautiful little lace strip right before the hem of the pattern. It is knit top down, and it has options to do either ribbed edges or like a raw edge on the knitting, so just like straight stockinette without any ribbing on it. It does state though, if you're going to do that and like omit the ribbing from the pattern, that you're probably better off to knit it out of a cotton or linen, because a wool will likely roll on you. Now, if you wanted the roll look, you could totally do that as well. And yeah, it's just a really classic top, and I think it would fit any body type super well. The next tee that I've pulled is called the Amess tee. Again, I hope I said that correctly. This pattern is by Pacific Knot. It is another DK weight pattern. It's knit with a gauge of 18 stitches by 24 rows. This pattern comes with 9 different sizes, anywhere from a 36-inch to a 68-inch circumference, bust circumference, or 91.5 centimeters to 172.75 centimeters. The ease for this one is about 2 inches, that's about 5 centimeters of positive ease, and it is knit from the bottom up. Something fun about this top is it's actually reversible. So the one side of it has like a scooped or almost a crew neck to it, and then the other side has a v-neck, and you can wear this top either way. So you have a lot of options with it. If you're feeling like a v-neck one day, you can wear it that way. And if you're feeling more like a scoop neck one day with a really neat V in the back that could show off like maybe a cool strappy bralette or something, you can wear it that way as well. Along with that, it just has a really delicate purl stitch pattern throughout it. But I do think you could easily customize. If you wanted just a straight stockinette tee, you could cut out those purl stitches really easily as well. This one also has cap sleeves. Honestly, with these tees, everything is customizable. If you wanted to make the sleeves a little bit longer, you could as well. But I think the cap sleeves just give it a really classy look. The next top that I've pulled is very sweet. I think you could use this one for work, but you could also wear it on a casual day with a pair of jean shorts. This is the Desert Bloom top, which is by Rachel Kurihara. It is a sport weight pattern with a gauge of 21 stitches by 34 rows. It is available in sizes extra small through 5XL, about a 31 to a 64 inch bust circumference, or 79 centimeters to 162 centimeters. The ease for this one calls for about 0 to 4 inches or 0 to 10 centimeters of positive ease. It's knit top down and it has a v-neck, cute little cap sleeves, and the front of it has what they call a faux wrap. So it basically looks like the top is tied, like wrapped around and tied in the back, but it's not. That little wrap in the front is then connected to the side of the top, and then it's all finished off with a really cute little peplum on it. And yeah, I used to wear, when I was still working in the hair salon, I used to wear so many peplum tops, and I thought they were just so classy. You could wear a pair of jeans with them, or you could wear like some dress pants or a cute skirt, like a pencil skirt, or you can totally get away with shorts, like I said, with it as well. I think it's really cute, but really classic at the same time. To finish off this tee, everything has I-cord edging, really clean and seamless. And I think it would just be a really fun add to your wardrobe. 2 more patterns left to go. The second to last is the Rift tee, which is a pattern from Jacqueline Cieslak. And this one is probably the most customizable, wonderful tee on my queue. This one calls for sport weight yarn. I think you could get away with DK again with this one though, because the gauge is so loose. The gauge that this pattern calls for is 16 stitches by 20 rows. It's a really airy gauge, but that makes for a really comfortable and drapey tee. Actually, the Tulsa tee that I just finished knitting is knit at a similar gauge, so I can attest to how comfortable and wonderful that gauge is. So even though it seems really loose, don't let it scare you. The sizes for this pattern, there are 9 of them, from a 40-inch to a 72-inch bust circumference, or 102 to 183 centimeters. But don't let that scare you off either. This pattern comes with a lot of ease in it. So about 6 to 12 inches or 15.25 to 30.5 centimeters of positive ease. So even though the sizes seem like they start really large, it's because the pattern calls for a lot of positive ease. So, like I said, very customizable. It's a basic tee, but it has tons of info. You have yarn options for different price points available. There are yarn options available on the Ravelry page for different price points for yarn. So if you're looking to spend a little less money, this pattern has options for you, other than like the called for yarn that the pattern uses, which I think is great and gives lots of different knitters the chance to be able to knit the pattern without having to think too much about what yarn they should use. There are options there for you. As well, it has lots of video tutorials available, which I think is really useful, especially for a newer knitter. And then as for all of the customizations that I'm talking about, it has options to knit short or long sleeves. There is a high-low hem available on it, but I think I've also seen it knit with a split hem or just like a straight, I don't know, what would you call that? Just a circular hem? Just a circular ribbed hem with no split? I don't know. That's available. And it's also reversible. So it's knit with a V-neck, but you can also flip it around and have, again, that scoop neck in the front with the V in the back. So lots of options. I think it would be, if you haven't really knit a lot of garments before, I think this would be a great place to start. Jacqueline has, like I said, so much information in these patterns, and I think, I hate to say your hand would be held the whole time, but it would. I don't think you would have many instances where you had a hard time figuring out what you were supposed to do with this tee. The final pattern that I've pulled is from one of my favorite designers, Ozetta. I have yet to knit this, but I really, really want to. This is the Moonset tee. Ozetta makes some of the most classy, simple but gorgeous patterns that I have seen lately on Ravelry, and the Moonset tee is no different. This one is knit out of fingering weight yarn with a gauge of 26 stitches by 38 rows, and it comes in sizes extra small through 5XL. about a 36 to a 63 inch bust circumference. That's about 91 to 160 centimeters, and it calls for about 4 inches or 10 centimeters of positive ease. This one is knit top down, so you can try it on as you're knitting, and it has dropped shoulders, a cropped fit, and a v-neck, a very beautiful v-neck where it, in the front, the two portions of the V cross over each other. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I'm sure you can see it in the photos on the screen. It has really seamless I-cord finishes to it, and it's just a really polished and simple design. Ozetta as well includes a lot of video tutorials in her patterns and tons of information, so if you're having a hard time... Sorry, my husband started calling. Let me finish this up really quickly and then I can call him back. Yeah, so the pattern has lots of information available for you. It's a really polished, simple design. You've got the video tutorials, and it's just really well written. It doesn't skip anything that you could possibly need in the pattern. So that is everything that I've pulled from my Ravelry queue for my top 10 summer knitting patterns. I hope I was able to inspire you. Definitely let me know down below in the description what you're knitting for your summer garments and what yarn you're using. I think I'm going to try cotton for the first time this year, so I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you do so. It really helps out the channel a lot, and I will see you again next week for a regular podcast episode. Bye!